Shit, RPG! Oh, God!
Ah, so there's something here. Okay.
Oh, get out! Oh, fuck!
Fall back, fall back, fall back.
Paratroopers coming on the field. Oh.
It's already done. Oh! Oh shit, boys, here we go!
Fire in the hole!
Well done, vehicle system.
Hello, and welcome to the 1st Infantry Division, the BR1 ArmA 3 community. With assistance from our senior NCOs and officers, this video was made with the purpose of introducing new members to our mods and providing an overview of how those mods are used. Topics in this video include an introduction to our unit, our mod pack, setting up custom controls, enhanced movement, basic roles and tactics, ACE arsenals, weapons and vehicles overview, radios, ACE medical, ACE vehicle interactions, ACE self interactions, trenches and cover, and basic rules and guidelines. Should you have any questions about subjects covered in this video, please feel free to contact a senior NCO or above at any time in our Discord. Thank you for watching, and welcome to the Big Red 1.
The 1st Infantry Division is one of the oldest active divisions in the U.S. Army, having seen continuous service from World War I to the present day, and is known affectionately as the Big Red 1 due to the patch of the unit. For the purposes of this unit, BR1 is heavily involved in a fictional Cold War gone hot scenario, which began in Finland and has carried us throughout countries in Europe and the Middle East. The goal of this unit is to portray what a World War III scenario in the 1980s might look like, but more importantly, to create a sense of teamwork between members. Unlike some other milsim units, we do not follow a strict out-of-game chain of command. That is, no one addresses anyone by rank or calls officers sir. Rather, we interact with each other as friends despite the chevrons on our uniforms, with rank serving mainly as an indication of seniority for the purposes of signing up for ops. While we may not address leaders by rank, we do expect in-game orders to be followed. Again, no yes sir or hoo-ah staff sergeant required, as this helps to promote a sense of working together and creates a better game experience for you and your teammates.
One of the first steps to take after joining the unit is properly setting up the required mods and TeamSpeak modules. You will find the HTML for our mod list in the server information room on our Discord. Download the HTML and open your ArmA 3 launcher. Go to the Mods tab in your ArmA 3 launcher, select the More button and click Import List of Mods from a file. Select the HTML file you downloaded from the link in server information, and you will automatically be subscribed to all the required mods via Steam. Additionally, while in the Mods tab of the game launcher, select the preset drop-down menu in the top right corner. Click the Import button at the bottom of the menu. The mods required for the unit should now be saved as a preset. You will need this mod list enabled whenever you join the unit server. To check that all your mods are working, you may log onto the server at any time using the information in the server information channel in the unit's Discord. After importing our mod pack, you should be subscribed to Advanced Combat Radio Environment, or ACRE. ACRE is used to link our in-game radio communication with TeamSpeak. The mod will automatically install a plugin for TeamSpeak. To check that this plugin is enabled, open TeamSpeak, select Options from the Tools tab, Add-ons, and check that the ACRE 2 plugin is enabled. Should you have any problems with or questions about mods, feel free to contact an NCO for further assistance. Once the necessary mods are installed, there are a couple settings you will need to change from base ArmA. First, press Escape on your keyboard and select Controls from the main menu. From the drop-down menu, select Weapons. Scroll down until you see Throw. Click Throw, click G, select Delete, and press OK. From the drop-down menu, select Custom Controls. Select Use Action 1. Click with your mouse in the empty space, press the up arrow key on your keyboard, and click OK. At the bottom of the current menu, click Configure Add-ons. From the drop-down menu, select Ace Weapons. Scroll down until you see Prepare Change Throwable, select it. Delete the default binding. Click in the empty space and type G on your keyboard. Click OK and type Escape to close the menu. With your key binding set as discussed in the previous section, you now have access to the Enhanced Movement mod. This mod will allow you to easily climb over walls and vault obstacles that you may encounter during operations. To use this mod, simply approach the obstacle and press the up arrow key on your keyboard. You will quickly scale the obstacle and be free to move over to your objective. Additionally, ArmA 3 has 13 stances built into the game. Standard stances are Stand, Crouch, and Prone and can easily be accessed through the default stance buttons X for Crouch and Z for Prone. You can also adjust your stance vertically by holding left control and pressing W or S to adjust your stance up and down respectively. You may also adjust your stance left and right by holding left control and pressing A and D respectively. Simple movement is accomplished with W, A, S, and D. You may lean left or right in any non-prone stance by holding Q and E. You may also use these keys to roll left or right while prone. Sprinting can be accomplished by holding left shift while moving forward. You may toggle walking on or off by holding left control and pressing C. You can raise and lower your weapon by double tapping left control or shoulder the weapon by pressing 0.
As a member of the 1st Infantry Division, you are currently limited to a few roles, those being Rifleman, Auto Rifleman, and the assistant roles that complement AR and AT specialists. Roles that require further training certification include Heavy Weapon Specialists, Armor,
Not moving.
What else?
Air Crews,
Coming in hard. Go, 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 go. Alright, get us out of here.
Eco's dropped.
Engineers,
Installation destroyed.
Marksmen,
Full security and trench up.
and medical personnel. Some certs may have limited availability or require previous experience with the unit. To be certified in one of those roles, you can either consult with the head of a battalion or wait until they host a mass training. Information on the current battalion heads may be found in the unit information channel of our Discord. Regardless of your role within a fire team, always maintain cohesion with your team, limit improper radio use, and respect the chain of command. The most important part of a soldier is his kit, and every infantryman should take great care when it comes to what they're carrying and how much they're carrying. This process is made easier by the Advanced Combat Environments Arsenal module, where you can put together your loadout. To set up a loadout in the arsenal, First, approach the arsenal box. Hold your default ACE interaction key, usually the Windows key on your keyboard, and hover over Interactions and then Arsenal. Release your ACE interaction key. You may now select items for your loadout. This arsenal works very much like the one in default ArmA, with items being organized in their respective categories. Keep in mind, some items are restricted to specific roles, such as specialist equipment and backpacks. If you are uncertain of what items you may or may not carry, consult with more experienced unit members. Once you have completed your loadout, click the Loadouts button at the bottom of your screen. Give your loadout a name and click Save. To load a saved loadout, simply open the arsenal, select the Loadouts button, select your desired loadout, click Load, and then exit the arsenal. Some basic essentials for a loadout, regardless of role, are things like earplugs, bandages, splints, an entrenching tool, ammunition, and a radio. The training server is usually active for members to log on and tweak their loadouts. Prior to operations, be sure to give yourself enough time to select your equipment. Don't keep your squad mates waiting.
The 1st Infantry Division has many weapons at our disposal, with plenty of variety to choose from depending on your role. In our arsenal we have many battle-tested and battle-proven weapons, including the M16A1 assault rifle, M60 general purpose machine gun, M21 marksman rifle, and Browning M1911 pistol. We also have many newer, but still reliable weapon systems, including the M16A2 assault rifle, M240 medium machine gun, MP5 submachine gun, and M9 Beretta pistol. We also have plenty of weapons for those who like their impact on their enemies to be a little bigger, including the M72 anti-tank weapon, the MAAWS or MAWS anti-tank recoilless rifle, the M47 Dragon anti-tank missile, and the FIM-92 Stinger missile system. However, some weapons are restricted to certified roles. For example, the M21 is reserved only for marksmen, and the M47, FIM-92, and MAAWS are all reserved for heavy weapon specialists. Only auto riflemen may carry the M60, M249, or M240, but this does not require certification. Backpacks are only allowed for specialist roles, but some exceptions can be made. The 1st Infantry Division also possesses several tanks and other armored vehicles at our disposal, including the M113 Armored Personnel Carrier, M163 Vulcan Air Defense System, M60 Patton Main Battle Tank, the M1 series of main battle tanks, M2 and M3 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, and the new state-of-the-art high-mobility multi-purpose wheeled vehicle, or Humvee for short.
Crossroads, this is Overlord.
Go for Crossroads.
One of the most important aspects of a successful operation is proper communication. As such, all members of the 1st Infantry Division are supplied with radios to allow for smooth and seamless communication between personnel on the team, squad, and platoon level. We use 3 versions of the ANPRC. 1 long range for platoon level communication, 1 medium range for squad communication, and 1 short range for team level communication. For short range, we use the ANPRC 343. To open up your radio, you will need to self-ACE interact and then select the 343 from the radio's menu. For each operation, designated radio settings will be marked on the map. Find your team and the associated radio setting. The settings will be indicated by channels for medium and long range radios and block and channel for short range radios. To change the block setting on your ANPRC 343, click the left side of the radio to detach the handle. Click the blue button on the radio to change the block number. Always remember to reattach the handle. You can now click the knob at the top of the radio to set the channel. Once done, press Escape to close your radio. To use your radio for communication, press Caps Lock on your keyboard. It is important to note that the 343 will often reset upon respawn, so make sure you check your settings before you return to combat.
While communication and kit are important, it won't save you if you don't know how to keep you or your friends alive. In this section, we will run through the medical basics and know how you will need to function as an effective soldier in the field. First, it is important to know where, when, and how to bandage yourself if you find yourself wounded or injured by one of the many hazards in a war zone. It is recommended that riflemen only carry quick clots, tourniquets, splints, and morphine. These items will serve the basic purpose of stopping bleeding for a longer duration of time and keeping you alive in battle. You will know if you have received a wound or injury in battle by the red splotches that will appear on your screen. If wounded, seek cover immediately. If no cover is available, heal yourself only to the point where you can move to seek better cover before you begin to fully treat yourself. Likewise, if a teammate is wounded, you may carry or drag them to cover by interacting with them via the ACE interaction button. Once you are in cover, open your medical menu by pressing either H or using the ACE self-interaction tool and hovering over the medical menu. Once this menu is open, you will see a figure of a person. This is you. For any wound on an arm or leg, the first thing you should always do is apply a tourniquet. Tourniquets will help stop or slow any bleeding, thereby prolonging your ability to both fight and live. To apply a tourniquet, select the wounded limb in your medical menu and open the Bandage/Fractures tab. Select Apply Tourniquet, and upon completion a blue band will appear on the limb. You cannot place tourniquets on the head or chest. It is important to know that if left on for too long, a tourniquet will begin to cause pain, indicated by flashing white around the edge of your screen, so only leave a tourniquet on for as long as is necessary. Once tourniqueted, the next step is to apply bandages. In the Bandage Fractures tab in your medical menu, select the wounded body part highlighted in shades of yellow, orange, or red. It is important to know that the redder the color, the worse the wound. With this body part selected, you will see an option for quick clots. Click on that as many times as you can until you either run out of bandages or until the appendage turns a shade of blue. Be aware that some bandages may bleed through or come loose during combat. It is good to check your wounds every so often and reapply bandages as needed. As a rifleman, it is recommended that you carry a few morphine injectors. The purpose of morphine is to reduce pain. Do not morphine a limb that has a tourniquet on it. The effects of the morphine will not go through until removal of the tourniquet, which can be dangerous. The morphine may shoot through your heart and you will die. To apply morphine, click on the appendage in the medical menu, select the Medication tab, and click where it says Inject Morphine. It is important to note that you can only inject one morphine every 2 to 3 minutes, otherwise you will overdose yourself and die. If you happen to find yourself with a broken limb, symbolized by a broken red line within a limb, you will need to apply a splint to stabilize and fix it. This is done by going to the Bandage Fractures tab in your medical menu, clicking on the limb with the red line on it, and clicking Apply Splint. Once done, the broken bone will be healed. The effects of broken bones are either inability to run or difficulty stabilizing your rifle, so it is best to fix these as soon as possible. Without additional assistance, you are only able to heal yourself so much in battle. In order to fully stabilize and fix your wounds, you will need a Combat Lifesaver, CLS, or a medic. Keep in mind the severity of your wounds compared to others. Medical personnel will always treat the most serious cases first. If medical personnel are not actively working on you, then leave them be. Provide security as necessary, and give the CLS their space to do their job. If you need medical help, say so over comms, and they should acknowledge and get to you when they can.
There are 3 ways to enter a vehicle and 2 ways to exit. First, as you approach a given vehicle, a center reticle may appear on your screen with either a driver's wheel, a target reticle, or a seat. Press your spacebar when you see one of these icons and you will be placed inside the vehicle. Alternatively, stand next to the vehicle and access the standard ArmA interaction menu by scrolling down on the wheel of your mouse. Highlight the desired seat and press your spacebar. Lastly, you may also ACE interact with the vehicle to manually choose which seat you want. This option takes the most amount of time but may be the most reliable depending on the vehicle and how many passengers are currently aboard. Be aware that the ACE node may be harder to find on different vehicles. To exit a vehicle, wait until you've come to a full and complete stop or have landed firmly on the ground. Use your scroll wheel to highlight Get Out and press your spacebar. Alternatively, at any time, press V on your keyboard. Be aware that exiting a moving or airborne vehicle may cause injury. Toolkits are required to repair a damaged vehicle, and only certified engineers may carry them during operations. However, be aware that engineers are not able to repair a vehicle to pristine condition in the field, and that a yellow engine does not necessarily mean that the vehicle is disabled. With this said, any person may change a tire on a damaged vehicle without the use of a toolkit. To do so, ACE interact with the vehicle and select Cargo. Use your mouse to select the spare wheel and click Unload. Once the wheel is unloaded, find it and use the ACE interaction to carry the new wheel near the damaged wheel. Press your left mouse button to release the wheel, and then ACE interact over the damaged wheel. Hover your cursor over Change Wheel and release. You will go through a brief animation after which the wheel will be repaired and you will be free to move on to your objective.
ACE includes several self-interactions for various activities. In order to perform these actions, hold left control and the Windows key and use your cursor to hover over the various menu selections. Base selections may include Equipment, Medical Menu, Check Air Temperature, Team Management, Radios, and Gestures. Some of these options are discussed in other portions of this video, but let's focus on Equipment. Self-interact and hover over Equipment. Doing so reveals other options depending on what you are carrying with your loadout. Every person should always bring an entrenching tool and earplugs on ops. Earplugs are vital for preventing tinnitus, that ringing in your ears you will get after a loud noise. In ArmA, it is very easy to lose a portion or the entirety of your hearing if you are not wearing earplugs during a heavy firefight, so always bring them with you. Should you forget, team leads and squad leads often have an extra pair, so don't be afraid to ask. Your ears will thank you. The entrenching tool will be covered in the next section of this video. As a rifleman, you may want to carry a couple of sandbag walls with you into battle. Sandbag walls are great at providing instantaneous cover, don't take a lot of space in your inventory, and provide a solid level base to support your rifle or a bipod for an auto rifle. To pop one down, simply self-interact and hover over the Place Bag Fence Long or Round. You will go into a brief animation and your sandbag wall will immediately be placed in front of you. You may then use your ACE key to drag, carry, or pick up your wall. Additionally, the BR1 mod list includes the mod Immersion Cigs. This mod allows you to carry, light, and smoke cigarettes and cigars during operations. Simply have a pack of cigarettes and a lighter in your inventory. Self-interact to Take Cig from Pack. Open your inventory and move the cigarette to your face slot. Self-interact again and select Light Up a Cig, and you'll soon be smoking like the badass you are. Other useful interactions include checking your mag, done by holding left control and pressing R, and clearing a jammed rifle by holding left shift and pressing R. You may also engage or disengage the safety of your rifle by holding left control and pressing the tilde key. The 1st Infantry Division mod list includes the mod Grad Trenches, which allows you to dig cover while under fire. To use this mod, simply ACE self-interact anywhere there is a patch of dirt by holding left control and the Windows keys. Hover the cursor over Equipment, then Entrenching Tool, and then the desired trench you would like to dig. Be aware that some trenches will take longer to dig than others. The longer you dig, the bigger the trench, and the more protection it will provide. Different trenches will be appropriate for different circumstances. For quickly digging in an active combat situation, consider the short trench. It is fast to dig and provides decent cover in a short amount of time. For longer periods where you may be preparing a defense, consider the big trench or the giant trench. When in situations of extreme combat, look for existing cover. Trees or small obstacles may not be desirable, but do provide decent cover in dire circumstances. Additionally, stay aware of your surroundings and try to keep terrain between you and the enemy whenever possible. Keep spatial awareness in mind when digging a trench of any size. By no means should you ever build a trench near a vehicle. Should a trench be built beneath a vehicle, occupied or otherwise, it will cause clipping and may lead to a large explosion. Should you dig a trench beneath a vehicle, immediately undig the trench and inform all those present not to get in the vehicle.
That's it.
Even though we are milsim light or casual milsim, we do maintain a code of conduct that we expect all members to adhere to. The main tenets of the code of conduct are as follows. Act courteously towards all players. This includes targeted harassment and bullying. Playful banter is fine, but know where the line is with others. Avoid hot-button issues such as politics, religion, etc., unless all parties involved are willing to be included in the discussion. Avoid exclusivism. This is a group who plays together, and while we all enjoy playing with our friends, involving others helps to grow the community. Make your game invites open to all. Do not spam posts in the Discord. Work together as a team. This is a game. Try not to get really upset at people for screwing up something in an op if it wasn't malicious. Refrain from posting NSFW content in the Discord, such as violence, murder, death, nudity, sexual acts, etc. Do not troll. Trolling includes the unnecessary use of enemy equipment. If you run out of ammunition for your primary weapon, you may temporarily use any weapon you find. However, it should be replaced with the standard NATO equipment at the first available opportunity. Note, only those certified for heavy weapons may use RPG-7s. No recruiting for other units is allowed, including for the purposes of joint ops. Failure to comply with any or all of these may result in your removal from the unit.
This concludes the basic combat training video for new members to the Big Red 1 community. As always, feel free to reach out to a senior NCO or above in our Discord should you have any questions. You may sign up for any of our hosted operations that are posted in the channels beneath the Operation Host Times category at the top of our Discord. Check the sign-up sheet, find an open slot, and post the operation date with your desired role. Please note certain slots such as aircrew, mortars, anti-tank or AT, engineers, marksmen, radio telephone operators or RTOs, armor crew, and leadership roles require additional training and certification to slot into. These specialized trainings can be scheduled by inquiring with the appropriate battalion head. Thank you for watching and welcome to the Big Red 1 community.